So I heard that you want me to recommend you just a few series to spice up your life. And now I'm not referring to the regular spice that you're having. I'm referring to girls that are actually using their brain or their abilities that they have been taught so long in order for them to save other lives, to be strong, to be independent, to be themselves, and without anyone else, to be unbreakable. And now we are talking about 3 popular series and also book talk and also booktube, and maybe you know them from here and there, but 3 series that they're having strong female main characters. Let's dive in. These books will redefine the genre, who defy expectations, rewrite destinies, and even leave you breathless. And first of all, we're just going to go into the order that I read them from, like the first book that I read, and it was with a strong female main character in my opinion, or at least she grew up stronger, because the second choice and the third choice is like way better than this, but just we are going to give it time for my taste to develop into strong heroines. So we're just going to go into chronological order from when I read them, from when I was like younger and I read the first one, and then the last one is going to be, guess what, my currently reading series. We're having acotar, and I know, wait, before you're skipping, I know you're like, ugh, acotar again, but hey, hear me out. Farah, she started up just being so naive. She started up not knowing anything. She couldn't read. She could only hunt and provide for her family from a young age, and that was it. But then she got into a new world. She learned how to read, how to write, how to also express in the world. She knew the customs and everything of that. She also knew the magic system. She became like a fairy. She did everything. And also then she became a queen. And I'm like, excuse me, from the girl that is so basic and she could barely even talk about anything, into being one of the main pillars into this series, and also being one of the most powerful girl, because okay, of course she was gifted, she was the chosen one, this was the theme of the book, but literally this was also her effort, because she chose to be stronger. She chose to be, okay, there was whining a bit here and there, but hey, who doesn't whine, right? But she chose to be there. I'm just really having respect for her. I just really love her as a character and how she evolved, and I feel like there is some evolvement around the books, but most of all, the next pick that I'm going to tell you, it's even more than that, because it's not even the skills and the things that she's learning, but also she's smart. So let's dive into the second pick. And the second pick is Violet Sorengale from the Empyrean book. And now, okay, now you're like, oh my god, she's like only picking fantasy books and romantasy books from like book talk and everything. No, I'm just telling you that I decided to give a shot to Fourth Wing because only I saw that it was so popular in book talk, and I was like, okay, so it's either going to be really trash and like people are like only loving it just because it's also containing the same blueprint as the same books on the market, like the same genre books on the market, or it's either something different. And I saw the way that Rebecca Yarros is writing, and I swear to god, one is like you retaining the information and you knowing about, I was about to say Solaria, what? And you knowing about Basgiath and the rules, but like it's different because you as a reader know everything that the main character doesn't, because you're reading from her point of view, right? But also Violet is smart, and like you knew one chapter ago, or like at least one paragraph ago, you retained the new information, and she catches up with you because she's really smart. And she's like, it's like this book series, it's not about dexterity, it's not about strength, it's not about endurance, it's not about anything about that. It's about how she uses her brain in most of the activities that she's doing in order to improve and to pass the test, because she's petite, she's like very short, she's like very fragile, she's having a problem with bones. I know it's a disease with like easily breakable bones or something like that, and like she avoids that, and the determination that she has as a woman, and especially that she's in a male dominated field, of course, and like everyone has muscles, and even the ladies, they're like bulked, and they're like all of them know how to fight, know how to do it, but she's like only smart and that's it. And it's everything that she needs to have, her brain and nothing more than that, because her brain will pick the best situations, will pick the the best solutions in the worst situations and just attribute them in the right places. Oh my god, and that's it. And I don't know, like Fourth Wing, I really loved her character, and I really loved how she goes beyond other, just I don't know, the chosen one or something. I mean, sure, she's the chosen one, but because of like she's smart and she has a backstory and she grew this beautiful brain that she has, then the power attributed to her is like way greater than the other people that just I don't know, just worked out and they're having strength and woohoo, yeah, you're having strength, that's it, you're just going to the gym, right? Because most of them they are not some bright beans, or especially at least I think Riddle is not that smart. I don't know, at least he's funny. And also you wouldn't have been chosen by your dragon if you didn't have a quality, either being smart, either like being like stronger or something, but like everyone is stronger, and this is why she's like kind of the special one. And then I'm going into the next pick, and the next pick is about also being the chosen one. It's kind of like mixing Farah but like Violet when she becomes more than just, I think she becomes something in a position. I know she's not a lieutenant for sure, but I know she's in a position that she can like command people, or at least just I don't know, advise people to not do something that can lead to their death, right? And I'm referring that to the Zodiac Academy book series, because in the Zodiac Academy we are just seeing two girls who are homeless and are orphans, and they didn't do anything like to match the expectations of the foster families in order to keep them, and they are thrown from foster family to foster family, and that's basically it. And it's like so weird because one of the sisters, Tori, like the bigger twin, she needs to steal bikes and she needs to do this illegal stuff in order to provide money for them to eat. But then one of these days, Professor Orion, Lance Orion, is just going to come to the mortal world and to claim the lost princesses of Solaria, because yeah, there are lost princesses, and this is like the chosen one kind of theme that we are having here. But when I'm telling you that throughout the series, even though it's a hella longish one, and even though it's like with ups and downs, with heartbreaking, is like super annoying the first one because they couldn't even do magic in order to protect themselves, and it's like super frustrating to read that. But I promise you, if you get through the first book, you're just going to fall in love with them, because until they need to be princesses and claim their throne and claim their heritage and inheritance, most of all the inheritance from the most wealthy, like the most wealthy couple in that universe, they're just going to pass a lot of tests. They're just going to pass the heirs tests, they're just going to pass the hell week from like something, I don't know, I think it was before, no, it was the first week when they are arriving at Zodiac or something, and everyone could pull pranks on them and they were not really nice, and they are like assigned to different curriculars that are totally the opposite, because Tori is more on the boyish side and she's like picked for a cheerleader, and Darcy is more on the girly side and she's picked for the pitbull team, and pitbull is brutal. It's like Quidditch but more brutal. Oh my god, I just love it. I just love it. The rules and everything, and with like the magical system and the awakening and the elementals that you're having is like way better than Hogwarts could ever give me. And yeah, they need to be awakened, they need to be something, they need to face some random enemies. Like, you don't know the dude, but the dude knows you, because the dude is like, oh my god, so I had a plan or something and I was like jealous on the Savage King, and I planned on like him, and you're going to see if he really succeeded or not, because that's your problem when you're reading it. But like, there are so many people who are hating them, and you're like coming from a world that neither of your foster families liked you, and it's like really heartbreaking for them. And also they need to study a lot, they need to catch up, they need to be awakened, they need to pass the reckoning, which reckoning is the third book, and in the third book is basically a trial, which is, I think, is way complicated than the Fourth Wing trials, the threshing day. I know and I understand that you're seeing some patterns, but I promise you that this book is kind of like having it all, you know? And bonus, the fourth book, I just really tell you to read anything from the Shadowhunters universe, because Clary Frey, with her runes, being mortal, becoming a Shadowhunters, also getting to know the magical system, anything, and being better than the dude that just was amazing at his age with the runes, like Chase. books. This was like a honorable mention, let's say, but literally I'm also recommending you that book of series. And you can start with Mortal Instruments because I started with Mortal Instruments, and then I'm going to proceed into Dark Artifices and The Last Hours trilogies, and then I'm going to go back in time into the first Shadowhunter to Infernal Devices. But without further ado, I'd really recommend you to read these three. And about Zodiac Academy, I just promise you, it just gets way harder and harder. And even though you feel like by any book that you're reading, you're knowing the rules, you're knowing the universe, you're knowing there's something. No! There is something new that the Twisted Sisters, the authors, this is what they call themselves, the Twisted Sisters will throw at you at any given chance. They will throw a plot twist, they will throw something funny, they will throw something, a giggly high schooly moment that was very nice but somehow ended up very bad. Yeah, you're just reading at your own risk, I guess. I promise you that these books are just the best version of The Chosen One, The Found Family, the magic system, the enemies to lovers, the quest, and also the good versus evil themes that you could ever read. And also, if you're having more recommendations like that, please let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it will help me a lot. And also, I'm posting every Thursday. I'm planning on posting more, probably twice a week. We'll see from starting with the next year. But also, I'm doing like Switch to content, I'm doing Steam Deck content, some gaming content as well, yeah. And also I'm doing like the bookish videos, so if you liked one of them or even both, you can just have both of them on this channel. And this is basically everything that I wanted to recommend you, and I hope that you found the most recommendations. Even though they were popular, I hope that I convinced you to give them a chance at least and to read and see for yourself if you're reading them or not. And until then, I've been Roxy. See you in the next video, and until then, happy reading. Bye bye.